Hey, Dustin Tibbetts here, financial advisor with Jazz Wealth Managers. And today, well, actually this whole week, we're talking about inherited IRAs. I hope none of you have to inherit an IRA, but if you haven't realized already that seems to be the topic because we get tons of questions on this. And if you do have an inherited IRA, I hope you'll keep us in mind at jazzwealth.com. We like to look at the cool little ways to save you some money. And I'm going to focus on one of those today because there's a rule. It's called RMDs, right? Require minimum distributions. And don't leave me yet. I've got a really cool thing for you. So there's something that says if you are the spouse of a person that passes away, then you can inherit that IRA as if it was yours to begin with, right? No questions asked. You just move it into your IRA. The whole thing's said and done. You also have the ability to leave it as a beneficiary IRA, and you can start taking RMDs later there. Now, you know that RMDs at the moment are required to be taken at 72. There's a catch with the inherited IRA, a little fine print in there, and here's how it goes. If you are the spouse of someone who's inherited an IRA, you can leave it in their account and you can start taking RMDs at the age that they would have turned 72, actually following the age that they would have turned 72. So you go, okay, what's the other option? Well, you can roll it into your IRA or in your name because you're the spouse. You get to take over as if it was yours the whole time. And then you can start taking RMDs when you turn 72. And don't just gloss over that. You read through those rules in the IRS code and you're like, all right, cool. Yeah, I hope it doesn't happen to me, but when inevitably it does, well, that's what I'll do. No, wait. Let's think about which way puts more dollars in your pocket, right? So hang with me here. Let's do this. Let's say we've got you and your spouse. And in this case, your spouse is going to be the one that passes away. Now, let's say you are younger than your spouse. Right? So we're going to say your spouse passes away at 70. I just have to pick an age here. And you are 68, right? So you're younger than the spouse. Spouse passes away with an IRA that has, say, $500,000 in it. The number is irrelevant, right? And you go, what do I do? Do I take it or do I leave it as a beneficiary IRA? Well, if you leave it over here as a beneficiary IRA and you go this route, then in 2 years, as we get into the end of that second year, you've got to start taking RMDs, right? That's the rule. But if you take it as the younger spouse, now you've got 68, 69, 70, 71, 72. You've just opened up this entire 5-year window versus a 2-year window, 71, 72, right? That you've got to start taking those RMDs. Well, why is that important? Like, who cares if you have to wait a little bit or have to take RMDs a little bit sooner? Well, because now you're on your own potentially, right? You have a different tax situation. You may need more time here to ultimately get rid of maybe some low-cost stock that you have in taxable accounts, do some capital gains and loss games there, tax loss harvesting. Maybe you need to do some Roth conversions. You've got now 5 years to take care of it if you're the younger spouse and you move it this way, right? You wouldn't have that option if you use it over here. And in this case, it's $500,000. So you go, holy crap, the RMDs are going to be rather sizable. So if you're younger than your spouse and the spouse passes away, we should talk about this. Now, this is going to be different for everybody, right? You may be 67 or older or whatever it is. If you're the exact same age, then of course it's what it is. But that's just one of those things that, like, ourselves, financial advisors here, we're like, okay, where do we add value? We can add value if we can buy her 5 years and then we can do some other strategies there to actually lower her total tax that she's going to pay over the life of her loan, assuming that you are her in this case, because us men, we die first, right? So keep that in mind, right? Happy to help, jazzwealth.com. We're, no sales pitch. We don't play those games or anything. We're different types of financial advisors, funny shirts and whatnot. But if there's any way we can help with that, you know where to find us. And I hope that gets you thinking a little bit, right? It's not always about reading the rule and then just saying, that's the rule. No, you have two choices here. Which one works best for you so that you end up with more money at the end? That's one of the things that we're passionate about here. And I appreciate you watching today. If I helped you in some way, maybe hit the like, subscribe button. If I made you think about something a little bit different and maybe you're only 50 or 45 or something, now you know a little trick there, huh? A little secret. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you on the closing beat later today. Adios.
Why should you choose Jazz Wealth as your retirement or long-term investing service? Our portfolios are managed by us, not some faceless mutual fund manager. Our private classes will teach you everything about investing and getting your dough straight. Best of all, our fiduciary standard means your best interest comes before ours.